Hello everyone and welcome back again. Now in this lesson I'm going to show you how to deal with MDI forms, and it is really very straightforward. And in here I'm going to add, in the menu, I'm going to just have like some sort of custom reporting or something like that. So I'm going to have customers. So this is like where the all the information is about the customer is going to be under that menu item. And here I'm going to have the same query, which you remember, like show all customers. So I'm going to have like show all customers. Okay, let me just customers. Now I usually like to name my menu items. So here I'm going to have mn show, and then just simply like take out all this, and even I will take out this guy. So show customers. Now once I click on this button, I would like to show a form inside that form, which is in turn it should be an MDI. So I'm gonna hit Control Shift A to add a new item. I'm gonna choose Windows Form, and in here I'm gonna have FRM customers. Okay, I'm gonna try to give it a little bit more size, and in here I'm gonna have in my toolbox in the data section I'm gonna have a data grid view, and I'm gonna dock it to parent. So I'm gonna fill the data grid view completely with my form, and here, and please do not deliver me a seminar with FRM customers. It's gonna be a real problem. So customers, or I could call it like North Wind Manager, show all customers. Okay. Now, most people, by the way, put dashes like here. I will actually keep it that way. So, once the form is being shown, I'm gonna have here in the using model. Once I show the form, I would like to call the I'm gonna have, oh, I forgot to name my data grid view. So data grid view, so DGV customers, and here I'm gonna say DGV customers dot data source equals to I believe it was customer service dot get all customers, and I'm gonna hit Control F5. Now I'm gonna log in here to ANSI test customers and nothing, because I actually forgot to add it here. So I'm gonna come in FRM main, Shift F7, and in the customers I'm gonna double click on this one. I'm gonna just say FRM customers, FRM equals to new customers. Let me make var, which doesn't make any difference, but I would like you actually to train yourself using this methodology. FRM dot MDI parent equals to this, and FRM dot show. Now, what is exactly MDI parent? Now, when you show a form inside another form, especially in the MDI like sort of user interface, MDI based user interface, you have to specify who are actually the child of that MDI container. You can actually show a form without specifying this, but at the end you will end up with a separate form. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is without MDI parent. So at the end I get my form is just completely separate from this guy. You see? Now if I enable this line of code, and let me grab this little guy, I'm gonna say Nancy test. When I say show all customers, I get immediately that guy, that form is inside here. You see? So this is basically, I'm telling him, okay, this form is a child of that form, so I have to tell you who is your parent. So this is your parent. Now if I double click to maximize, I get this form. Now I'll close this. So this is like mission successful. So as you can see here, it's really straightforward. There's nothing fancy about it. Just simply show a form inside inside an MDI container. Now let me move to another task which I wanted to show you as well in this lesson: how to start filtering your data, how to customize your queries right now. What if you have a combo box and would like to show, for example, all customers, for example, in a certain city, let's say, or something like that. Now I don't know, I have actually to double check again the tables over here, the diagrams. I would like to keep it really simple in here. Let me just okay, let me have an example, very simple example here. So let's say I have the employees table, and I would like to select an employee from a combo box, and then he shows me all the orders processed by that employee. Okay, in case if you had a problem like with a feedback or something like that. So for example, if an employee gave an order to a customer and the customer not satisfied, then I will have to hunt down the employee and see who is actually the guy who in fact fulfilled that order. Okay, now I'm actually also looking at some certain stuff here. Okay, because I wanted actually to show you like couple combinations of tasks in here. So let's get started on that task. So I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna say this is the employee part, and here I'm gonna say it's gonna be employee okay, orders made or processed by employee. Okay, this is really long, but just this is for demonstration purposes. Again, I'm trying to make it as easy for you to follow later on. Of course, feel free that you start to modify the names of your menus accordingly and to make it shorter and descriptive. My employee. Okay, now let me hit Ctrl+Shift+A and add a new Windows form, and it is gonna be orders FRM orders by imp. Okay, now in here my form is gonna be a little bit different. First of all, I'm gonna have a combo box which we have to fill in with an employee, with employees in fact. So, and we are gonna have a data grid view combo box. There you go. Expand it a little bit, and of course we have to have a label which is gonna tell what is exactly this combo box is about. So we're gonna have employees, or employee, because they are selecting a singular guy from here. So now we have actually got a small little problem which most of people usually like ignore, which I really won't accept in fact. So what's happening here is most of people, like, they simply grab this data grid view and then they just simply say I'm gonna dock it to the bottom like this, and I'm gonna scale it right here. So right now this form looks fine. Now let me show you why it is not fine. Now here is gonna be orders processed by employee. Okay, and here I'm gonna have north wind manager. Okay, now if I come here in okay, the customers, I'm gonna close it here, I don't need it anymore. And I need this. So once I show that form again, I'm gonna just simply copy this code, paste it. I'm gonna have here frm orders by emp, and I don't need to touch anything anymore. So let me hit Control F5. I'm gonna show you actually a trick not to waste your time just simply typing this word anymore, but just it's very simple. Now, as you can see here, right now, all of us actually using a larger window, by the way. So let me maximize it like so. Now, as you can see here, this is my form. Fine, I can have a combo box, I can have items, but the problem is when I maximize it, this is what happens. Now, this is really ugly, and this won't be acceptable. Now, let me show you how to fix this. And please make your seminars in the same way. Now I'm gonna come here in the orders by emp, and in here I'm gonna not dock the thing. Let me get to the properties. I'm not gonna dock it at all. It's gonna be none, and in fact I'm gonna like scale it until here like this. Now, what is going to happen when I resize my form like this? I would like that my data grid view follows the form. So, in order to do that, I'm going to select the data grid view, and I'm going to hunt for the anchor option. Now, anchoring from the anchor of a ship, like when a ship just like stays in a certain place, in order not to drift away, they usually drop the anchor into the sea in order for the ship to stay. Now, anchoring works in the same way in Windows forms. So you have several ways to anchor your controls from top. Usually by default it's from top and left. Now, what does that mean? That means that your control is going to be glued like it's a glue. It's gonna, once you say anchor from the top, this part, whenever the form resizes, this part will never move. So if I anchor from here and here, so right now I glued this part, I made a glue here, and I put a glue right there. So when I start to resize my form right away in the designer, you can see immediately the effect. Now, in order to see it even better, you know what, instead of typing this, because I grown actually like sick of it, let me go here into the login just temporarily. I'll put here the text as Nancy, and I'll put here the password as test. And as you can see right now, when I go, I'll launch the form, it just have the username and password, just hit OK, and it's a really little nice hack. Now, employee, orders processed by employee, and you can see here, when I resize my form, it works out. Now, what if I had, like, say, I would like to have several controls, I would like to actually expand this with them. Fine, you just simply like say, but in this case you don't need to, but here, okay, I'm gonna say F4, and I'm gonna anchor him as well from the left. So whenever the form resizes, this guy, whenever this side starts to move, this guy is gonna move as well. So let me show you what does that mean. So let me log in here. Employee, orders processed by employees. Now, when I resize, as you can see here, it resizes with it. Okay, when you maximize the form, the customer is going to be, or the user is going to be comfortable. Now, of course, this combo box is ridiculous when you see the size of it like that, but so that's why I do not actually anchor it in this case. But anyway, I'm going to leave it like so, just for demonstration purposes again. Okay, now we have to get all the employees and show them here in this combo box. Now, I'm gonna add into my model here, so I'm going to select the model, Control Shift A, and class. I'm gonna add, do I have employee services already? I have it. So in here I would like to return, let me just collapse this to get more space. So public static return to me a list of employees. It's gonna be get all employees. Now we need this in order to fill in our combo box. Now some people usually return object. Now this is bad idea. Do not do that. Please do not do that, because it's going to be a real problem for you in order to show, in order actually to cast what you have inside that combo box. So I'm gonna have here a list of employees. Excuse me. Now var, sometimes some people, let's say return dm class dc. Let me show you, this is another way, employees dot to list. This is another way of, instead of writing it like, I believe in the customer service when I had get all customers, I wrote it that way. This way is even better, much more optimized. Alright, now which is, by the way, this is gonna have the same exactly effect or impact as this one, so there's no difference, by the way, but of course the efficiency is different. I will come over here and let me remember what I wanted to do. So yeah, so I actually got all the employees. Let me close this one too, close the FRM login, orders by the customers. Okay, now excuse me, let me show you how to fill in that combo box. So double click on the form. So once the form starts to load, I would like actually to fill in this combo box. So I'm gonna before I start, I have to name this guy because I wouldn't like to access him. So CMB employee excuse me, and or employees, it depends, it's up to you. And since this is actually a read-only field, I don't need to type anything. I'm gonna make this guy as a drop-down list. So right now the user can select, but they cannot type anything in there. CMB employee dot data source equals to imp. Oh yeah, I have to add the using right there. So employee services dot get all employees, and let me control F5. Let me show you what kind of an effect is going to be. So okay, through that form over here. Now employee orders made by employees, and you can see here I got model dot employees. You see? Now in order to fix this problem, it's really easy. You can come here and say CMB dot display member is gonna equal to, and then you have to name the column in the database exactly the exact same, by the way, or probably the same column right now, since we are working in the with the data model. You have to make it the same exactly name. So for example, I believe here in the database, when we look at the employees, you have the first name column. Now the first name is exactly the same in our data model in there, so that's why I could copy it safely from the database. If you have a different name, then you have to capture the one in the data model. So here I'm gonna show all the employees is first name. Of course I could have here last name. I hope that I typed it correctly, so I'm gonna copy it here just for the safety sake. Sorry. Now Control F5. Okay, and through this form right there, employee or processed by that employee, and as you can see here, I got all the employees' last names. Now if I select one, I would love to see the orders processed by him. Now let me close this form, and let us handle the event when I select something from this combo box. Now if I double click over here, I get the selected index changed event start to being handled. And in here I'm gonna just say, you know, I have, first of all, I have to capture what is in that combo box. So var imp, let me call it imp, equals to cmb employee dot selected item. Now the selected item is in fact returns an object. Now I filled in my combo box with employees. Now I would like to get in return an employee object. So in order to do that, I have to fix it by casting this to employees. Right now I've got in fact an employee object. You see, employees emp. Now I can simply say emp dot, and then I can see the orders, username and password and stuff. If you fill the combo box with something else other than the employees, let's say anonymous object, or a function that returned, let's say, an object. If this guy, hold on a second, F12. So if this guy returned not a list of employees but returned object, or you had here, or you had a query which had a new, select new something, then this will never work. So this will never work. Okay, so make sure when you are filling in combo boxes, please please just pass the whole object. Do not select new something. Do not say select new employee and dot name, because you don't need actually to return only the name. You can return the whole object and just simply grab the display member from here and show the name of him, his name, I mean. Okay, I hope that you got the point which I wanted to talk about. Now in the emp services, I have to get public static, and here I'm gonna have a list of orders, okay, of the stuff which the employee has been managing. So I'm gonna have get orders processed by employee, and it was kind of long but descriptive at the end, and emp. There you go. So I'm gonna give him an employee object, and he has to tell me what exactly orders has been processed by that guy. So var query equals to from O in orders, no sorry, in dm class.dc.orders, where O dot, I believe, employee ID equals emp dot employee ID select O dot to list. There you go. And here return query. Okay, so right now I have selected all the orders processed by that employee. Now I'm gonna hit Control F5. I hope that I hooked it up in there. Hold on a second, I haven't. I forgot to continue here. So I'm gonna say data grid view, which I haven't named it. Sorry about that. I hate actually to work with. Sorry. To work with stuff that are not named correctly. Data grid view orders, because this one is just reflecting the orders. Now once I select an item from this combo box, I'm gonna just say data grid view orders dot data source equals to. Now I'm gonna grab, let me close this, I'm gonna grab the function get orders processed by employee. So get employee services dot get orders processed by employee, and I'm gonna pass here my emp. Okay, and if I hit Control F5, me just put him right there, and let me throw this guy here. So employee, orders by employee, and then there you go. Let me even maximize it. As you can see here, this is the orders, all the orders that has been processed, I believe, by W. Fuller is going to be different. Fuller, actually, Liverling, another. So as you can see here, whenever I change my selection, it immediately reflects what I'm doing here. See? Okay, so this is how to make a simple kind of report that based when I am selecting something from here, it immediately reflects or filters my my results. So this is how to filter your report based on, for example, employee name, or basically whatever employee you select. Okay. Now I'm gonna actually stop right here, and in the next lesson I'm gonna show you how to filter data based on 2 combo boxes instead of 1. Okay, so right now in this lesson throughout we had like a combo box. You select an item from here and you immediately reflect the changes right there, but in the next lesson I would love to present you how to select an item from a combo box here and immediately reflect the changes which I do here in another combo box, and based on whatever I select from that other combo box I reflect my changes right there. Okay, so it's gonna be as well easy and straightforward. Even you can actually do it right now, because basically instead of what you were doing here, you're gonna, instead of having a data grid view here, you're gonna have just only the other combo box here. But anyway, I'm gonna show you how to do it. And before actually I finish, the next time when I'm gonna show you how to fill in a combo box or a data grid view, I always prefer not to break it down like in 2 lines like this. Sometimes it's much easier. Instead of creating a new object, I just can or having another reference, you can have data source equals to emp services dot get orders by employee, and here I can do this, and as you can see I even can comment those both. So you see I can put everything in one single line. Just this is one like small information just for you, just to try your best just to compress all your code just in one line. It would be easier instead of just creating other temporary objects. Okay, alright, I'm gonna stop here. So in the next lesson we're gonna see how to filter a couple combo boxes. Thanks a lot for your attention.